Okay, we're looking at part 2 of graphing linear equations. And so we're going to work on some example problems, and it says graph by finding the x and y intercepts. So make sure you know this. We've gone over this before. For the x-intercept, y equals 0, and the y-intercept, x equals 0. I went ahead and wrote it there just so you'll remember it. You don't have to write that. I want you to know it. So when I look at an x and y intercept, it's going to be an ordered pair. It's going to be two ordered pairs, my x-intercept and my y-intercept. I already know half of the ordered pairs because I know in my x-intercept, y will be 0, y-intercept, x will be 0. So what I'm going to do to solve is, here's my original equation. To find my x-intercept, I write the equation exactly as it's written, only instead of y, I put 0. And for my y-intercept, I write the equation exactly like it's written, only instead of x, I put 0. So that's how you solve to find these 2 points. Now I'm going to have to solve those. So I have the opposite of x is plus 0 is equal to 3, because 2 times 0 is 0. So I'm going to divide both sides by a -1. So x is equal to -3. So I know I have the point -3, 0. Because whenever my y was 0, my x was equal to -3. So -3, 0 is right here. There's my point on the graph. That's my x-intercept. For my y-intercept, I need to solve. Opposite of 0 is still 0. So 2y is equal to 3. So y is equal to 1 1/2. Now remember, y is not always equal to 1 1/2. It's only 1 1/2 when x is 0. So I have another point, 0, 1 1/2. So now I can graph my line. I have my x-intercept, I have my y-intercept. I'm putting these arrows to show that the line continues on, but I'm only going to show part of it. Let's look at another example. Here's number 2. Okay, so you can see the original equation here. Remember that I'm telling you for the x-intercept, y equals 0, the y-intercept, x equals 0. So I'll go ahead and highlight that again so you can see. So I'm writing the equation exactly the way it's written. But for the x-intercept, I change y to 0. For the y-intercept, I change x to 0. So I can find those 2 points. So in this case, I have opposite of x plus 5 equals 0. So I'm going to add x to both sides. So x is equal to -5. So I have the point -5, 0, which is right there. Can do it over here. Y is equal to -0 minus 5, so y is equal to -5. So I have the point 0, -5. Make sure you draw arrows, because this is not a line segment. It's a line that continues on. So I found my x-intercept, found my y-intercept. I have my ordered pairs. There's that. Let's look at number 3. Okay, so for number 3, you're going to see this at the beginning. And it says, it gives you the function, and it says graph with a table. So what you do when you want to graph with the table is you are going to choose 3 values for x. So first you need to draw your table. Draw your table. And this is something you need to remember. So I'm going to make this a quiz question. Choose 3 values for x. You can choose any values that you want. It does not matter. But I would choose ones that are easy to work with. So I'm going to choose 0, and you should always choose 0 because that's the easiest, 1, and 2. So you choose 3 values for x. Remember, you can choose any values that you want. Find ones that are easy. And you take those values and plug them in. So here's my equation. I've written it 3 times. Only now, I'm substituting in my values for x. And I'm going to solve for y. So you have to do this in 3 places. So you've chosen your 3 values. Put those in. So 2 times 0 is 0. Opposite of y is 2. So y is equal to negative 2. So 0, negative 2. There's a point on my graph. Right there. I'll make it blue so maybe it'll be a little easier to see. For this one, 2 times 1 is 2. Minus y is equal to 2. So if I subtract 2, negative y is 0. So y is 0. So when x was equal to 1, y was equal to 0. So at the point 1, 0, right here, that's also my x-intercept. I had my y-intercept earlier. So then 4 minus y is equal to 2. Minus y is equal to negative 2. Y is equal to 2. So there's my graph. I have my 3 points. I chose my 3 values for x, and I plugged in the numbers. Okay, I'm going to show you 3 more. I'm going to try to do this quickly because I know this video is getting a little bit long. So now, what if I have one like this? I have y is equal to negative 2, and I have no x. There's no x in here. This should be the easiest ones to solve, but these are the most commonly missed. So I'm putting this one down as a quiz question. Make sure you remember this. If it only has a y, then y will always be negative 2. Always. It doesn't matter what x is. So I'm just going to put 0, 1, 2. 0, negative 2, 1, negative 2, 2, negative 2. Doesn't matter. My line is a horizontal line. It crosses the y-axis at negative 2. Right here, negative 2. If I have one that looks like this, it only has an x. It only has an x, there's no y. So x is always 3. Doesn't matter what y is. So I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3. And so I have a vertical line. So make sure you know the difference. If it only has a y, here's what your table looks like that. Only has an x, here's your table, looks like that. Okay, last one. And the reason I want to show you this one is because sometimes you can choose numbers that are helpful. So I have y is equal to 1/3 x plus 2. And so most people are like, well, I don't want to use a fraction. Okay, so whenever I choose my numbers for this, I'm going to choose numbers that when I multiply by 1/3, it'll make it easy to deal with. So I'm going to use negative 3, 0, and 3. So I'm putting those in for my x's. Here's why I do this. 1/3 times negative 3 is negative 1. Okay, because I can cancel those out. 1/3 times 0 is 0. So I can easily do 0 plus 2. And again, 1/3 times 3 is 1. So always choose wisely for those points. So you're going to choose 3 values for your x, put them in there. Guys, make sure you rewatch this if need be. Have these notes, and remember to take the Edmodo quiz.